Experimenting with a fisheye lens, this is Tell It to Someone. First question is from Empirical Mind. My question is, if Australia was in the EU, would it vote to get out? Well, currently Australia is not even on the same continent as the EU because it's the European Union. And yes, most of us are from European backgrounds, but still, because of the huge amount of continental drift that would have to happen extremely quickly, I think we'd vote to get out before any massive earthquake damage was done. Next question is from Serious Mind. What happens when you think of Donald Trump? Oh, well, I think about all the comedic possibilities of Trump. Well, there's Ted Cruz. Okay, Marco Rubio. Oh dear. Kasich, there's a... Who? Oh, Hillary? Bernie. Definitely Bernie. He's the only one that's not, crazy. Except he looks it. But then again, so do I. So it sort of balances out. Next question is from Serious Mind. What place is more fun, Electric Avenue or the Highway to Hell, and do either have tolls? Well, in order to get a highway to hell, you must first electrify it and put a whole bunch of electric cars on it. And then, because the electric car technology is not quite there yet, all you have to do is have two of them run out of the electric version of gasoline, whatever that is, at the same time while next to each other, and then it will be a highway to hell because you can't pour electricity into a stalled electric car. So that will be a highway to hell, even though you're not going anywhere because, you know, it's a traffic jam. I don't like traffic jams much. Crazy Cat Gentleman asks the next question today. Do you do or don't you do what Donnie don't does, or don't you don't do or do what Donnie doesn't? Well, yeah, I don't, because Donnie don't or Donnie do. They kind of don't exist, and I do exist, so I'm doing what they don't do. Hey. Boss Huss, next question. Hello world, why can't I trust this feeling anymore? Well, you know, you can't trust this feeling because you've been feeling the wrong young lady and she slapped you in the face. And if feeling causes people to slap you in the face, you probably don't want to trust feeling people anymore. Your nastiness, ask the next question for the day. Polar bears, what charge do they have? Well, there's either a positive or negative charge, of course, or there are the bipolar bears. That's right, they enjoy the company of male or female bears. Or they will just turn on you whenever they feel like it, and then, you know, come back and give you cuddles, and then they'll, you know, and then they'll turn on you again, because they're a bit bipolar that way, and then they'll just cry under the stairs, because that's what they do. Rudolph Bonderfinger asks next question. I learned on YouTube that the Earth is flat. I also learned that Australia is down under. Does this mean that Australia is a conspiracy between the Illuminati, Alex Jones and NASA? Of course, that's why we're not in the EU, because, you know, not part of Europe, continental drift and all of that sort of thing. And Canadian Atheist asks, what is so wonderful about Wonder Woman? Do you not see the rope and the costumes and stuff? I mean, that's pretty sensational. That's all. That all comes from bondage gear out of the 1940s, really. Yeah, it all comes from pornography. So she's pretty wonderful. You didn't know that, did you? Yes, you did. Yeah, my people are smarter than that. Wombat and Charlene asks, how can we get Cardinal George Pell to put some heart in it when he stops putting his penis in it? And Roll of Nichols asks next question, is medical cannabis going to be legal in Australia in your lifetime? Apparently, yes. My Facebook feed said it's just been allowed, like today. So, I don't know, party now. If you're sick, have a sickness party. Go and pretend you have no, don't pretend you have cancer. That's really, really tasteless. And I wouldn't do that much. Kwame River asks the last question for today. Have you ever invented anything? Of course I invented a word. Clusterfondle. That's a good word. Could use that somewhere. I don't know where. I don't know when. But you could use that word in a sentence sometime, at some point, wherever you really feel like it. Because it's a good word. It's a good word. It's really adequate. You could actually, I made a video about it. Yeah. There'll be more words eventually when I have time to edit one of those things together. And that's it for Tell It Someone for this week. If you would like to ask me a question, then ask me a question down in the Clusterfondle area. And speaking of Clusterfondle, yep, I thought of this question before I started shooting. Well, while I was shooting. Well, 3 seconds ago. And yeah, I put it up here. So, right away, make it good. And ask more questions. And I'm dangerously talented. I don't have a cool sign-off. That's an ambulance. It's not for me. Hopefully. But if it is for me, at least I can get some little bit of the medical